Most people do not live inside lies. They live inside comfort. This distinction matters because it explains why truth, even when available, is rarely pursued. If you were going to add a second floor to a building, you would check the foundation. You would not assume it could handle the weight. You would not rely on tradition. You would not trust appearances. You would verify. Yet when it comes to beliefs, religious, political, economic, cultural, almost no one does this. Not because they are incapable, but because the cost feels too high. Truth is expensive, not financially, psychologically, emotionally, socially. Checking foundations threatens more than ideas. It threatens identity. From the moment we are born, we inherit frameworks, language, traditions, beliefs, rituals, stories. We do not choose them. We absorb them. And over time, they become indistinguishable from the self. Questioning them does not feel like curiosity. It feels like betrayal. This is the first barrier. Comfort. Beliefs provide stability. They tell us who we are, where we belong, what matters, what is right, what is wrong. Even flawed systems offer something priceless, predictability. And the human nervous system values predictability more than truth. Truth destabilizes. It introduces uncertainty. It dissolves certainty before offering clarity. And most people would rather live with a false sense of order than an honest sense of chaos. So they don't look down into the basement. They stay on the first floor. The second barrier is belonging. Belonging is older than civilization. Before laws, before religion, before language, belonging meant survival. To be cast out was death, and that instinct still governs human behavior. Beliefs are social glue. They signal alignment. They tell others, I am one of you. Questioning shared beliefs risks isolation, and isolation triggers fear far deeper than ignorance. This is why people defend ideas they have never examined. They are not defending logic. They are defending membership. Understanding often separates. Belonging unites, and humans will sacrifice understanding to avoid separation. This is why most people don't check foundations, not because they don't care about truth, but because truth often demands distance. Distance from the group, distance from tradition, distance from inherited identity, and distance feels dangerous. This is also why education rarely produces wisdom. It produces acceptable knowledge, information that fits within existing structures, information that does not threaten identity, information that can be rewarded, credentialed, and validated. But true understanding does something education avoids. It removes certainty before replacing it. Most people do not want their worldview improved. They want it confirmed. They want reassurance, not revelation. This is why challenging conversations fail. Facts bounce off. Logic is ignored. Because the conversation was never about accuracy. It was about safety. Checking foundations requires a rare willingness. The willingness to be wrong before being right. The willingness to stand alone before standing clear. The willingness to lose comfort before gaining clarity. Most people never make this trade. This is not a moral failure. It is a human one. The brain evolved to preserve stability, not seek truth. Truth became valuable only after survival was secured. And even then, only for a few. This is why systems last longer than they should. Not because they are strong, but because people are afraid to imagine life without them. The foundation cracks slowly. But no one looks down. This is also why revolutions surprise people. Collapse feels sudden only because questioning was delayed. The foundation was failing long before the building shook. Web3 emerges directly from this tension. It is not just technological, it is psychological. It removes inherited trust. It removes symbolic authority. It removes familiar foundations. And in doing so, it forces a question most humans avoid. What do I actually understand, and what have I simply inherited? This is why Web3 feels hostile to many people. It offers no comfort by default, no belonging without contribution, no truth without responsibility, no safety without understanding. Those who thrive in it are not smarter. They are willing to feel uncertain, willing to check the foundation. This is the dividing line of the new era. Not intelligence, not wealth, not access, but courage. The courage to prioritize truth over comfort, understanding over belonging, sovereignty over safety. Once you check the foundation, you can never unsee it. You may return to the building, but you will never mistake its stability again. And that awareness changes how you walk through the world.